Hello class 7th, let's start your new chapter, that is the Delhi Sultanate first. In this chapter, this is very important chapter. Through this chapter, you will get to know how Turks came to India and who was Muhammad Ghazni. Okay, Muhammad Ghazni, he was the Ghazni, and he attacked India in from 1001 to 1025 AD. Within 25 years, he attacked India 17 times, but he was not success for it. Then after many years later, his successor, who was his successor? Muhammad Ghazni. Mahmud Ghazni's successor was Muhammad Ghori. He was the successor of Muhammad Ghazni, Mahmud Ghazni. Then what happened after this? When Muhammad Ghori, he attacked. Now Muhammad Ghori, he attacked India in 1191 AD, and that time Prithviraj Chauhan was the ruler. Prithviraj Chauhan. Prithviraj Chauhan was the ruler and who defeated first time in the Battle of Tarain in 1191 AD. Muhammad Ghori was defeated by Prithviraj Chauhan. But next year again he attacked India. Who? Muhammad Ghori attacked and got victory. He defeated Prithviraj Chauhan this time. When? In 1192 AD. He defeated to whom? To Prithviraj Chauhan. Who? Muhammad Ghori. He defeated in 1192 AD to Prithviraj Chauhan in the second battle of Tarain. After this, what happened? Muhammad Ghori, he appointed his governor. And who was the governor? He appointed Qutbuddin Aibak as his governor. And Sultanate period from 1206 to 1526 AD, this period is called Sultanate period in Indian history. And the king or ruler of this period was called Sultan. King was called as Sultan. The Delhi Sultanate saw the rise and the fall of five dynasties. Their names are slave dynasty. First was the slave dynasty. Slave dynasty from 1206 to 1290 AD. This period was called slave dynasty. Why? Because the rulers of this period was slave. Okay, they were slave or they were the sons of the slaves. The first ruler of slave dynasty was Qutbuddin Aibak. Okay. Assassination of Muhammad Ghori, Qutbuddin Aibak declared himself as the Sultan. Okay. Now, who was Qutbuddin Aibak? Qutbuddin Aibak, his parents were slave, Turkish parents. They were Turkish, and little Aibak, he was sold to Qazi. Who? Qutbuddin Aibak, he was sold to Qazi. And what did he do? Qazi educated him and trained him to be a soldier. And again, what happened with him? Aibak was sold to Muhammad Ghori after Qazi's death. When Qazi was dead, that time he was again sold to Muhammad Ghori. Now he was the part of Ghori's soldier. He was very brilliant, and because of his military skill, he got the position of commander in Ghori's army. He was left in charge of Ghori's conquest in India after the Second Battle of Tarain. He, in the Second Battle of Tarain against Prithviraj Chauhan, Kutubuddin Aibak, he played an important role. That's why he was made the governor of this region. Kutubuddin Aibak, he was tolerant ruler. Tolerant means he used to respect all religion, okay, all religions, and he was kind and generous. He was a pious Muslim. Pious means religious. That's why he built tombs, and he started constructing Qutub Minar in Delhi. He started, but was completed by his son-in-law. Who was son-in-law? Iltutmish. Iltutmish was the son-in-law of Kutubuddin Aibak. After Kutubuddin's death, when he was playing polo, he fell down and he was dead. And where did he die? In Lahore. In Lahore, he was died, and there only he was buried. Kutubuddin Aibak was died in 1210 AD. After his death, his son-in-law Iltutmish, he became the ruler. Iltutmish, he was also a slave. Kutubuddin Aibak's ruling period was from 1206 to 1210. After Kutubuddin Aibak, Iltutmish, his ruling period was from 1210 to 1236 AD. Here one word has come in this chapter, Mamluks. Mamluk means earlier rulers of the slave dynasty. They were called Mamluk. Iltutmish became the ruler, but he was surrounded with difficulties on all fronts. Why? Since he was slave and he had no hereditary claims. He was slave and his position was challenged from all sides. And nobles, they would not accept the rule. How can a slave can rule on us? That time it was their thought. Nobles, they thought so. The other general of Muhammad Ghori also challenged his authority, which acted wisely. He suppressed the high nobles, defeated the rulers of Sindh and Ghazni, and brought Bihar and Bengal under his control. It means he expanded this dynasty. And in 1221 AD, Iltutmish had to face another danger from Central Asia when India was threatened by Genghis Khan. What happened that time? The Mongols followed Jalaluddin, and Jalaluddin, he tried to enter India for shelter. After this, Iltutmish politely refused to give shelter. If he would give shelter to Jalaluddin, then after what happened? What could be happen? Genghis Khan, he could attack on Iltutmish. Because Iltutmish was the Sultan who shifted capital from Lahore to Delhi. Iltutmish invited scholars, Muslim saints, artists, and artisans to Delhi to make the city develop culturally and economically. Iltutmish trained a band of good slaves numbering 40. Okay, they were 40 slaves, and he trained them a band of good slaves responsible, and also gave them a responsible post for better and efficient administration. He is said to have introduced new silver and copper currency called taka and had two Arabic inscription on it. Then after the death of Iltutmish, who became the next ruler? Razia Sultana. Iltutmish died in 1236 AD, and before his death he nominated his daughter Razia Sultan as his successor to the throne, because according to him his no son were capable of the throne. Her task was not easy because there was chaos and disorder in the country, but she set everything in order by her skill and intelligence. She was a brave and a courageous lady. She always dressed like a man, rode horses, and held darbars also. Darbars mean court. Razia Sultan was killed in a revolt in 1240. It means her ruling period was from 1236 to 1240 AD. It was her ruling period. Then after, many more incompetent sultans came. After her death, whose death? Razia Sultan, a number of less important sultans came to power, except Balban, who was a strong and an iron-willed sultan. When Balban ascended the throne after many more incompetent rulers, he had to face a number of problems. After the affairs of the state had fallen into confusion, as well as the prestige of the crown had sunk low due to the misrule of weak and incompetent successor. When Ghiazuddin Balban became the sultan, he had to face a number of problems or a number of difficulties. The affairs of the state had fallen into confusion, as well as the prestige of the crown had sunk low due to the misrule of weak and incompetent successors of Iltutmish. After that, many incompetent rulers came. The nobles, the 40 who made this group of 40, Iltutmish only, a group of 40, they were becoming very powerful. And what they do? They were becoming powerful, and they had become disloyal to the throne. The royal treasury was empty and the army was not well organized. After that, what did he do to overcome this? Balban, he glorified the position of the sultan and followed the policy of blood and iron strictly. It means if anybody does not follow the rules made by king, he will be killed. Okay. Now all the nobles were asked to all the nobles were asked to attend the court in the court dress. The nobles and others had to kneel and touch the ground with their forehead in salutation to him. To him who? Salutation to Balban. And it was called Sajda. It was called Sajda. He had an excellent spy system. After Balban's death, he was died in 1286 AD. Balban, Ghiyasuddin Balban, he was dead. Then his successors were weak and inefficient. So a Khilji noble named Jalaluddin Khilji captured the throne after murdering Kalkabad. Kalkabad, he would be the successor of Ghiyasuddin Balban. And in 1290 AD, the slave dynasty came to an end, and the next dynasty was the Khilji dynasty. We will continue Khilji dynasty in next week. Thank you.